Hi, my name is Aisha. Welcome to One Elder Speaks. I I really have uncovered a pretty big behavior dynamic in my life, and it's definitely shadow work. And so I kind of wanted to share it with you to give you guys. I don't know, for those of you who have questions about shadow work, this will help you to not only understand what it is, but also to watch the deconstruction part of it to get down to the bottom of it so that you can change these behaviors. Um, let's see. At first I didn't, I saw some sort of behavior that I was doing, but I didn't recognize it as a issue or a problem. I said, oh, that's just me being me. And I didn't really give it too much thought. But over the course of the last couple of months, it's kind of been niggling at me. And so at one point, I sat down and said, well, is this really a healthy thing to do? And it didn't feel like it was completely imbalanced. It still felt weird. And so I thought, okay. Uh, and when I was having conversations with people, I was trying to be observant at the same time. Not always. But certain people, I was actually not just being my authentic self, but I was also observing myself being my authentic self and trying to understand why I was doing what I was doing. Let's get into what I was doing. Eventually, it didn't, like I said, it didn't feel like it was imbalanced. And so that's when I started deconstructing what I was doing. So while I was observing myself, I realized that when people would tell me their dreams or their vision or their path or what they wanted to move into, I would take their vision or dream or whatever, and I would kind of like challenge it, and then I would be dismissive of what they were thinking, and then I would, go, of course it wouldn't be like that, or it would have to be this way, and that sounds crazy what you're proposing, and then I would say that's not going to work. It's mainly one of those things, and then I would interject with what I thought would work, what I would thought it would work, and I would interject my Frankenstein idea and then throw it back at the person. That's basically how that would work. And I didn't really deconstruct what I was doing until later. And when I did, this is what I saw. Um, hmm. Um, what I became to realize is that I was taking their dream or their vision and kind of ripping it apart, and then I've already mentioned that. Hang on. Oh, so then I had to look at the thinking behind the behavior. Because the thinking behind the behavior is actually, the thinking is what is the program. And to reprogram, you have to start changing your thinking about things. And so I had to say, what's the thinking behind that? Well, behind that is insecurity, that is basically, I have to be in the one up position and you have to be in the one down position. In order for that to happen, I have to feel like I'm smarter, faster, better, whatever, at everything. And that's that whole dismissive thing. Because it wasn't like somebody would tell me their dreams and visions and I'll go, oh, yeah, I see that. Hey, have you ever thought about XYZ? It was always, what? No way. Oh, that couldn't possibly happen. So there was, that tone of having to keep somebody else down and put me in the up position. I recognized that I had an insecurity there that had to be fixed. And the program was not, it just wasn't kind. And I am trying to move into a kinder way of doing things and a more equal way of doing things, instead of coming into something like I have to be up and you have to be down. We need to be equal. We have to meet each other in the middle, and that's the only way that this is going to work And when I say this is going to work, this is the only way the world is going to right itself and bring itself back into balance, is when we start meeting each other as equals, not as I'm better than you, they're better than me. We'll have to lose that whole hierarchy that we have floating around in our brain, because it's not true. If somebody's rich doesn't make them smart, doesn't make them a good person either. They may be, but they may not be. You can't. If we can meet each other somewheres in the middle, with everybody, then we can leave behind racism and dismissive, derisive kind of behaviors like what I'm talking about. So I know that this is the goal. I do believe in the equality of man, and all spirit is all equal, and all life is all equal, and all that such. So I know that the thinking that I have to get down to is the insecurity and within, and yeah, and not feel like I have to meet somebody high, at it. I don't have anyway. I'm repeating myself. So further deconstruction. I started looking at what I was doing, and I thought, okay, I am taking another person's energy, shredding it, putting my Frankenstein energy on it, and then throwing it back at them. So on some level, that is a energetic vampiristic kind of thing, because you're taking other people's energy and messing with it and trying to bring it down. And I thought, well, that is related to narcissism, actually. And I thought, oh yeah, that could be seen as definitely narcissistic behavior. And crunched on that for a while. And then I thought, well, I'm also the victim of narcissism. And I have been the victim of narcissism. And so I thought, okay, so with some people I'm a narcissist. With some people I'm a narcissist. I see a loop there. And it's an ongoing loop. And I'm like, oh yeah, that feels familiar. Oh, that feels so familiar. Oh, this is familial as well as personal. And then, it just really made a lot of sense. These are not only my way of doing things, this is also generational. So when we change our behavior and change our thinking so that we can change our behavior, that's how we break generational curses. That's how we break, habits that have been with us forever, that we're willing now to make different, to make healthy. So I'm trying to be incredibly, aware of my behavior, because I don't want to meet people either up or down. I want to meet people in the middle, and that means, I have to lose a lot of my judgy ways. And honestly, my people are judgy people, and so I don't assume that this is going to be easy. But I do know that it will be healthy and it will be good, and it will help me, because God only knows how many opportunities I've missed in my life because I was being dismissive, derisive, and all that other nonsense. People don't appreciate that. Hell, I wouldn't appreciate it either. So, I'm learning. I wanted to kind of give you guys kind of a blueprint so you could kind of look at it and go, okay, so you're working everything back. Where does this stem from? What's the bottom layer, so that I can change the bottom layer, and then all things up above will be helped out. Right now, it's going to have to be a practice of meeting people as equals, and it's not my go-to, so it's a practice, which means I'm going to have to actually practice it and be aware. I think that's super important. I think it's super important that we do take responsibility for our actions, for our behaviors, for who we are. That we even take responsibility for our thinking, and maybe, make changes that make sense, so that we can get to some sort of semblance of health, mental health in this country, mental health in this world. Yeah, I think we're all really dealing with the deepest, darkest bullshit right now, and I don't know if it's going to let up, because it really hasn't for a long time. So it may not, but it's good. We don't need to walk into the future with any of this, bullshit kind of behavior hanging around. It's not doing us any bit of good. I hope you can get something from this. I try to be as open as possible because I try to be as open as possible about everything because I think that the secrets are what the problem. It's part of what the problem has been all along. If we can quit having secrets from each other and just be who we are ourselves, we can have open communication. So that's my hope for the future. Y'all have a lovely day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.